Hey guys, welcome into the Sportscast here with your hosts Brian, Jeff, and Craig. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
Howdy.
Pretty good.
All right, guys. Well, we had a pretty interesting week of games for Week 16 in the NFL. We'll get into those. We'll talk a little bit about Week 17, maybe a little playoff picture as well, where people are at, and then we'll get into some college football as well. Um, it's almost Christmas, guys. So happy holidays to you, gentlemen, and I hope you guys have a good Christmas. And all you guys out there listening. And if you want to jump in the chat, join us on YouTube on the Sportscast and join in. We had some interesting games. We had some interesting games this week, and it all started with um the Rams in Seattle, and that game lived up to its hype. The Rams blew a big lead. They gave up 16 points in the fourth quarter. This whole game, um, this whole game is kind of just being talked about the 2 point conversion that the refs gave Seattle to tie it up. Did y'all see that? They came out for the kickoff and then all of a sudden they were like, "Oh, after review, it looks like it was a backwards pass and clearly recovered by Seattle."
Yeah,
What
I
I've
watched
never
it
seen
as it
anything
happened.
like that, man.
I
Never
watched
seen.
it as it happened.
You
It
watched
was
it
kind of
live?
crazy.
I've never seen anything like that where they're getting ready to kick off and you're like, wait a minute, we're gonna actually look and review at this page, um, or look at this play, and then they decided. Now, I looked at it and I've watched it, and I do think it was a backwards pass. So I do think they got the call right, but it's kind of a crappy way to go about it, right? I mean, it just feels like they just wanted to give Seattle the point, the points there. So it was weird. Do you guys think it was a backwards pass and they got it right, or do you think it was a forward pass and that they ultimately screwed up over the Rams in that predicament there?
I mean, it's kind of. I don't know. It's kind of. It seemed very on the edge, right? And I don't know if it was necessarily like a decisive um, call. I mean, it seems it's like a strange call to be made at a kind of a critical time in a part of a game. So I don't know. It just to me seemed like too close to call, and I probably wouldn't have
Yeah, because
called
that's
it
the
that.
rule, right? They've got to have 100%. It's got to be 100% that you have to have
Yeah.
the evidence, and I just don't know if it's close enough to overturn that situation there.
No, and I just don't think that I wouldn't if I was the officiating crew, I would have said no. Like there's not enough to sit here and uh say for certainty that that's a thing. So I just think it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, and the Rams. Look, ultimately, a lot of people are going to point out one instance in the game where the Rams lost this. They blew a big point. They blew a big lead. This wasn't just this 2 point conversion cost the Rams the game. And if you're a realistic fan, you're looking at those things, and you understand football. It's not just that one play, and the Rams will tell you themselves, right? That hey, this wasn't just this one instance. We had, it was we gave up 16 points in the fourth quarter. We gave up this and that and a play here and a play there. Um, that cost them this game, and it's a big loss for them as far as the standings go. We're getting ready down to the nitty gritty. There's three teams fighting for that division, and they lose the very important game there. So it was
Yeah.
uncharacteristic there, Jeff, for the Rams to lose this game, in my opinion. But weird things happen in Seattle. Um, I think both me and you have witnessed that with our football teams in Seattle. Weird things
Yeah.
tend to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
So,
I don't. I think because how critical the game was, because of how important the game was, to kind of start making calls like that, kind of worries me down the stretch. I've heard.
yeah.
I mean, I'll talk about it here in a little bit, but I heard a few things interesting about this officiating crew that fans might actually enjoy. So
And that loss puts the Rams in third place right now in their division. Um, because San Francisco won last night. They mollywopped the Colts, ran them out of the building, and looks like the Phillip Rivers experiment is not going very well. And because the Rams gave the game to Seattle, Seattle's first place right now, and the Rams are actually third. If you look at it, they're tied with the 49ers in the division with 11-4. But since their division record is 3-2 and the 49ers are 4-1 right now, they hold that little tiebreaker there. So
did they pull
standing
him out of
wise,
the
they
game
are in.
because of the score, or did they pull him out of the game because he just wasn't? Was that before it got out of control? I heard they
Um,
pulled him out of the game.
I'm not sure. It's probably because it wasn't working. Um, and it almost worked last week, right? When they almost beat Seattle, and then they just get mollywopped last night against the Rams. So
And also, I think it's
against
also an
the
injury thing. It's like, well,
Colts,
let's not injure the
the
guy.
49ers.
We're already let's
Yeah,
not
we're
be
already down. Like,
you
yeah,
know, let's not be
Yeah, I
the
mean, he played okay. I mean, it was 14-14 at
yeah.
one point. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, the defense just didn't show up last night.
Yeah. And then if that's true, then that's just them saying we don't want to be the Kansas City Chiefs on our third string. So I get it.
yeah. I don't even know who they're throwing out there next week. Because
I have
Gardner
no
Minshew
idea.
tore his ACL, and
Well, the last I heard, they're going to play him because if they win out, I mean, they're not going to, but if they win out, they still can get in the playoff.
with a guy with a torn ACL, didn't Gardner Minshew just tear his ACL?
Oh no! Gardner Minshew actually, he's on IR, but he did not tear his ACL.
Okay.
It's a leg. It's the ACL is intact. It's some tibia fracture or something. So he
Oh, okay.
doesn't need surgery. I thought you were talking about Rivers. My bad.
Oh no.
No, you're good. I was just like, wait a minute, Minshew.
Yeah.
But well, we talk about one play that doesn't cost the game, and the Green Bay Packers had about a handful of effing plays in the last 2 minutes to lose to the Bears. All right.
Yeah, somebody else going to have to explain to me what Dobbs was doing.
Onside kick. When the Bears got the onside kick,
He feels it like it's a hand grenade. First of
yeah,
all,
I said, we're
just
gonna
let
lose
it
the
go out of
game.
bounds.
We're gonna lose the game. I said, we're done. We have bad luck with onside kicks. We all remember Bostic in the Seattle, which weird things happen in Seattle, Jeff. There you go. First of all, and I got to get this off my chest, okay? Because I can't stand the Bears fans. And I'm not talking about Bearski Films. He's very realistic, and he told me that they shouldn't have won this game, and this was not a good game. There, so many Bears fans are out there are just losing their minds because they beat the Green Bay Packers, and I get it. Beating us is your Super Bowl. I get it. You're not as good as you think you are. You were losing to our backup quarterback. He played like shit. Sorry for the language. For 3.5 quarters. And because the Green Bay Packers pulled what they do on an onside kick and a misconnection, it was 4th and 4, and Nixon's on concrete as the wide receiver runs right by him for the touchdown to tie the game. You miss an onside kick. Yeah, I don't know how you don't recover those. Those are 99% recoverable. And then your backup quarterback that a lot of Packer fans want to sit here and say is better than your starting quarterback because you don't know football, fumbles the ball in overtime. And the Bear, I mean, we this is the definition of beat yourself. The Bears did not beat us. Now that last throw that Caleb Williams made was a nice throw, but they play like shit all game long. And here they are, and now they're going to be in the playoffs. And I'm guaranteeing you, one and done for the Chicago Bears in the playoffs.
What could go wrong did go wrong in this game. Like
100%.
the exact things that you would not want to lose by kind of all happened at the same time.
In a
It was
2-minute span in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Fumble, onside kick non-recovered, offensive line struggling a bit, especially down the end of the game. Like, just everything that you could imagine that could go wrong did.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
It can't get any worse from there, really.
No. Now, my hope is that Jordan Love does come back and play because he's questionable with a concussion. And if we win out and the Bears lose out, which is very possible because the Bears got to play the 49ers and the Lions, who are both playing for the divisions. The Lions are playing for the playoff spot. So if they lose out and we win out and we win the division, I don't know if that's going to happen, especially Jordan Love don't play. If we win on Saturday, we play another Saturday game against the Ravens, which Lamar is questionable with a back injury. If we win Saturday, we're in the playoffs no matter what. So it just depends on where we want to be. We want to win a division, or we want to be number 7 seed, more likely what we're going to be. But I just care just make the playoffs, and hopefully Jordan Love
should be back by then,
because the hit he took was absolutely ridiculous. It's one of the nastiest quarterback helmet-to-helmet shots I've seen. And when they hit him, I said, oh, God, here we go. But
there was one to Knicks earlier this year. Maybe it was a couple weeks ago, and I was like, and he luckily he didn't get concussed, but I was like, they didn't even call it. They just were like, yeah, okay. I'm like, that's not a clean hit. What the?
Yeah, and I don't know, the Bears sitting here trying to justify the Bears fans trying to justify the hit. It's absolutely crazy to me. And then Willis gets injured too. He gets Sweat puts all his weight on him. He lands on him. He injured his shoulder. I'm like, who are we throwing out there for next week? Hopefully it's not our third string practice guy because we ain't winning that one. But I was really mad on Saturday watching us blow that game. Eagles beat the Commanders. Not surprising here as they knock out the Dallas Cowboys officially for the playoff spot. Sorry, Craig. You needed the Commanders to win that one, but I know you're glad that we lost too because
they're playing a third string quarterback too. So
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, they beat them, but I wasn't expecting the Commanders to win. They've had an off year. They've got to figure things out in the offseason. They've got to get healthy.
Worried that Saquon Barkley is seemingly starting to run? Like that game, I was kind of like, where'd this come from?
I think the Commanders have kind of given up.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a play they had. The two guys had him tackled. They just let him go, and he like spins around. And like,
I was like, what the? I was like, please don't tell me you're gonna start doing this now.
Let's see. Bills barely get by the Browns, which is interesting. Chargers mollywop the Cowboys. Titans beat the Chiefs. There wasn't a whole lot Bengals. Saints beat the Jets. Let's get into this in the playoff games here, or playoff potential. Panthers beat the Bucks 23-20. That was a big one. Baker Mayfield throws a game-stealing interception. The fall of the Bucks needs to be studied. This has been an absolute crazy year for them. We were talking about, we had them in the top 5. We had them in the top 5 of our.
They started out 4-0
power rankings. Oh man, we were like, man, watch out for the Bucks, and they have absolutely imploded. And I don't think they're going to come back from it. And you're probably looking at terminating the head coach at the end of the season. So he'll probably go be a defensive coordinator somewhere. He's a good defensive coordinator. The game of the week and the game.
I have a spot that he might be able to fill.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Eberflus ain't coming back.
Yeah.
If he's coming back, God Almighty, the Cowboys are in trouble next year. Game of the week, Jeff. I wanted to watch this game. It's the only one I was like, I gotta watch. There are two games I had to watch this week, and it was Packers Bears, and it was Jacksonville and the Broncos, and this was one hell of a good game. I think he'll play better than the score. They
Yeah,
lost by 14. It was
yeah,
a good game. Jacksonville came to play. This was a
they
game
did.
that you this is a game where we all thought this is the way Trevor Lawrence should play. This is the Trevor Lawrence that they drafted. He's finally here. And I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. I don't know if it's the head coach or what. They made the head coaching change. Um, no one's really talking about it. People are talking about him now because they beat the Broncos, right?
Hmm.
It was a good game. I was, go ahead and give us your thoughts on it. I mean, I really enjoyed the game. I don't know. I thought Broncos would win. The Jacksonville just showed up on the road, man. It was good.
Um,
Good for them.
we
Not
have a
good for you,
history of
but
that, by the way. Go back and look at some of the history of the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the Broncos in December. Kind of weird.
one of those weird fluky. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
2015 team lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars in Denver. One of the Elway teams lost to Jacksonville in December. That one went on to go to a Super Bowl. Strange, odd
Yeah.
things. So this game was. I called this game about 3 weeks ago. I said we're probably going to lose this one, just because I don't. It sounds weird. It sounds ridiculous to think you want your team to lose a game. But I do. I don't want them riding high into a playoff game and they haven't lost. I don't know what it feels like. They're just kind of, thinking they're invincible and then they get bounced in the first round and it's like, well, that loss could have came 3 weeks ago, you know. So this game was kind of weird. It was pretty close in the first half. We started off the game literally sacking Trevor Lawrence twice in the first drive. By probably the first quarter, we had 3 sacks on him. So the defense was playing well. What really kind of hurt the Broncos is we started getting penalized in that first half defensively, and then it just kind of snowballed after that. That second half, the defense completely they weren't aggressive at all. They were missing tackles. There were guys letting up and worried of hitting Trevor Lawrence because they had gotten flagged twice before for roughing the passer. Once the defense starts worried about that, I think they get in their own head, and it was just really bad. I hadn't seen the defense play like that in a while, where it's just they were out of sorts. Offensively, we ran the ball pretty well. RJ Harvey had an insane run that he just bounced out of everybody and just broke off a touchdown run that was insane. And then Bo Nix tried to get the team in positions to win, but you got to catch the ball. I mean, there were multiple times where he threw a pass to Sutton. Sutton dropped it. RJ Harvey dropped a couple passes. Marvin Mims dropped a couple passes. It was a pretty bad struggle there in the second half. The first half, it seemed like they were kind of rolling offensively, and then the second half, no one could catch a ball. So there's only so much, Bo Nix can do at that point, and then the defense giving up points. There's only so much Bo Nix can do at that point. If the defense is struggling to keep them off the, out of the end zone, it's an uphill battle. At that point, you can't really try to do a run game or anything like that. It literally you have to just try to play hero ball. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was one of those games where I kind of, as I'm watching it, I'm like, yep, you should probably lose this one just to get it out of the way. Play like crap, get pissed off, go tackle the next game. Because if there's any game to lose, it would have been this one. Not to the Chargers. At the time, Kansas City was still in the mix, not to Kansas City. Things like that. If there was any game to lose, it was to lose to this team. It doesn't affect your standings. Like
Bo Nix balled out. He 352 yards. I mean, he did all he could do.
A lot of Trevor Lawrence came in the first half. A lot of his yards came in the first half. The second half is when everybody had, baby oil in their hands or something. So it was just like they couldn't catch the ball. They were just, it was ridiculous. And again, Jacksonville played well. They just came in there and played it. They were completely ready for it. And, in exit interviews, you could kind of tell the defense is not happy. They were just down on themselves. Benito said he played horrible. Didn't play like himself. Defensively, I think they're very frustrated. Pat Surtain was saying that they didn't help the offense at all. They didn't even remotely give the offense a chance to at least make some plays by holding them from scoring. So yeah, it was kind of a weird game, but I highly expect the defense to be ready to play Kansas City, and I feel bad for whoever is starting quarterback for them.
Yeah. And hopefully they got two good working legs that can run away from them. So
it's gonna be they're not gonna be happy.
You had another one I was looking forward to was the Lions and Steelers. It was kind of weird here because if the Lions lost, which they did, then it clinched the Bears a playoff spot. So I don't need the Lions to win, but I don't want the Bears. But
somebody's gonna have to explain to me the end of this football game.
The score was crazy.
Well,
and I was like, what happened?
So here's the deal. So the Lions are driving down the field to win the game. They score a touchdown, offensive and pass interference. They go score again, another penalty. So then they finally get down to fourth down. They throw a pass to St. Brown. He catches it on the 2-yard line. They grab him, and he's kind of stopped. He's still trying to fight. Well, he realizes he's not going to get in, and he laterals it to an unexpected Jared Goff. Goff catches it, goes up, and runs into the end zone. Everybody's standing around going, what happened? Well, then there's flags all over the field. So the refs get in a huddle. They huddle up, and the refs go, okay, we have a touchdown on the field, but we have pass interference on the offense. The game's over. And I said, wait a minute. How is the game over? Because if you accept the penalty to take the touchdown off the board,
they put time back.
They got to get another play, untimed play. What? No. Every other quarter, that's the rule.
No. They went over the ruling on offense.
Sorry.
If you have
I've watched football since I was 7.
If it was on the defense, yes. But if it's offense, if it's on the offense, they talk about it. They talk about it.
Off the board, you take the penalty. When you take the penalty, you get the replay.
You can't get a penalty and with no time left on the offense and then give you another play. That doesn't make any sense. Because you would just get an offensive penalty and just be like, oh, let's try again. They went over the rule. On ESPN about that. If it's an offensive penalty, if it's an offensive penalty with no time on the clock, you're not going to get another shot.
It happens to the Packers, and then you're like, this is ridiculous.
No.
We get another play.
No. And the Lions want to bitch about offensive pass interference. St. Brown runs up and literally shoves the guy with two hands. And it's like, give me the ball. I'm like, he shoved the shit out of him. Two hands extended. And that's
on his feet, right?
That's why he gets wide open. And he tosses to Jared Goff, which is hilarious. And Jared Goff goes tumbling in. I love the way the ref said it. He could have said, hey, offensive pass interference, that's the end of the game. But he was like,
right. And that would have been fine.
It is a touchdown. But all the fans are like, yeah. But since you pushed off the guy and it's offensive pass interference, that's it. Game over. See you later. I'm like, I loved it. Especially because it's the Lions. But no, that's the rule. I mean, you look it up in the NFL. But if it's offense and there's no time left, they're not going to give you another play.
Here's what I've heard. Now I don't know how true it is, but I've heard people talking about it. It is fascinating to think about. But speaking of officiating, I think I heard the rumor was that the NFL is saying we're not renewing with this current crew at the end of the season.
We could be the backup refs all over again.
I kind of don't have a problem with that. The officiating this year has been pretty insane.
Oh, you will have a problem with it when you get screwed like Green Bay did.
Like the whole batch. Like, where are you going to find 75 more refs?
I don't know. But
Trust me, Jeff, it is pretty bad this year. But I remember the Phil Mary from Green Bay, and the one ref's going touchdown, the other one's
Aaron
going
Rodgers,
touchback. I'm like, what are we doing?
Aaron Rodgers straight up said at the end of the game when they interviewed him, he's like, I was a part of one of these games before. He's like, they were backup refs, but I was a part of a game like this before.
Backup refs were terrible.
And I came out, he's like, and I came out on the wrong side of it, so not today.
I mean, I just, it is fascinating. I think officiating this year has been kind of weird. You'll have games where, oh yeah, we'll just let it, we'll let them play. And then you'll have another game and it's like, no, at the moment you sneeze on that quarterback, you're flagged. And you're like, okay, like that's strange.
I'm going to read the ruling here. Okay. I looked it up. It says,
what's the rule number, Brian?
When
you're going to read us rules, tell us the rule number.
And the two, it says when offensive pass interference foul occurs on the final play with no time left, the game ends immediately. The penalty is enforced, which is typically 10 yards moving the ball back. There is no replay of down, negating any score or advancement, as the offense cannot get another chance on a foul. So they can't create a foul and then get another opportunity. That would be crazy. Now, defensively, there was a defensive penalty. We're going to give them another shot. But offensively, that would be insane to be like, it was offensive pass interference. Here's another shot at winning the game.
But see, I get the fact that you can't create a penalty to keep the game going. But what I'm saying is,
usually when you accept it,
you accept the penalty to take the touchdown off the board. That gives you now, because if you decline the penalty, then I get it. But the second you accept the penalty to take the touchdown off the board, that's what creates it's not the fact that you get a penalty. Like, I get it. You can't just go out there and create penalty because they're just going to decline it. But when it involves a score, to take the score off the board, you have to accept the penalty. When you accept the penalty, that gives you another down. That's it.
Oh, I know. That's usually, but in a situation where there's
you can't say it's usually happens on every other play.
You're exactly right. Except when there's zeros on the clock, when there's zeros on the clock, and there's zeros on the clocks, and it's offensive penalty. You're not going to get another shot.
Accept the penalty. Once you accept the penalty, that creates the other down. Not just because you had a penalty. Because in any other situation,
I don't know. I just read you the rules. I'm just that's the rules.
Explain it till you're blue in the face. When you accept it to take the score off the board, that's when you create the other down.
I just read the rules, so I'm sorry.
Smashed into a guy and caused the penalty, because yes, everybody would do that. But when you accept the penalty, that's what creates the other down.
There is no down. It just said that. It's the rule. There is not. When there's zero on the clock and the offensive penalty.
Please, football Jesus, let the Packers playoff hopes come down to a play.
If it comes to an onside kick, I already know we're fucked. Anyways, the Texans barely beat the Raiders. Here's a team they're talking about. Man, watch out for the Texans. And they sneak by the Raiders.
It's their defense. Points. That's what people talk about. It's not. It's not their offense. It's their defense.
You want to talk about a guy driving a school bus? That is C.J. Stroud, because all he's got to do is put about 15 up, and that's enough, because that defense is ridiculous.
Yeah, their defense is really good.
Patriots beat the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's hurt. We'll see if he plays next week. I hope not. And then
they almost did beat him.
Yeah, 28-24. I don't know what quarter he went out and all that good stuff, but I don't want to face Lamar.
He was out pretty early. I was watching some of the games.
All right, let's talk about the Thursday games. You're going to have a bunch of crap to watch on Christmas. Congratulations, NFL.
Hey, my
Cowboys and Commanders aren't playing for anything.
What?
You're going to have a bunch of quarterbacks that were playing at Home Depot that were driving a forklift at Home Depot about 6 weeks ago.
Not my quarterback.
Lions are playing for a playoff spot. The Vikings quarterback's got a fractured something. He's out probably.
And he is out.
And you got the Broncos and the Chiefs, and they're playing their third string backup. So I don't see. This is gonna be a bunch of crap.
Ooh.
on Christmas.
Watch that third string
Congratulations.
just completely dismantle my defense. I'm like, no.
He comes out and just puts up 50
Like,
burger
who is
on him.
this guy?
What the is that? Saturday, Packers get another Saturday game. Green Bay versus the Ravens. And then we got that's a 7:00 game. And then we got the Texans and Chargers, which might be a pretty good game. The Chargers have been looking pretty good as of late. Texans defense, see if they can slow them down there as the Texans are 10-5.
I think
Chargers are 11-4.
That's going to be a tough one for the Chargers. And again,
that offensive line is going to look like a turnstile.
If there's any worst case scenario for the Chargers, it's the Broncos playing the Chiefs that have a third string quarterback, and the Chargers playing Houston's defense.
Yeah.
If that's any worst case scenario for their fan base to be like, oh man, well, we might not win this division because if they lose and the Broncos win, the division's over. So
yeah, the division's over anyways for the Broncos. I think you got it locked almost pretty much.
I think that's locked, and I think the 1 seed's pretty well locked.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the other games. I'm looking at more playoff games. Jags played the Colts, which Jags should win that one. Seattle and the Panthers. Panthers are number 1 in their division right now. Seattle 12-3, trying to hold on to the number 1 spot. Should be pretty interesting there.
If Carolina loses to Seattle, it will create a Tampa Bay, Carolina for the winner will win the division. The loser will be out in
next
week
week.
18.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Nice. I hope that happens because those are always fun.
Because Tampa, who's Tampa play?
Tampa plays
somebody simple.
The Dolphins.
So they should win. Yes. So they should win. So that will create a week 18 winner in, loser out.
Nice. Those are always
scenario.
Good. Those are always good.
So a playoff game before a playoff game.
Pretty much. Eagles and Bills, which the Bills are still fighting for a better spot, better wild card spot.
Who's going to be the sacrificial lamb for the 2 seed?
Yeah, pretty much.
Something's off with the Bills? What's going on with this team?
Yeah. The Texans broke them, I think.
I think
ever since they played the Texans on a Thursday night, they've looked horrible.
I think everyone had such high expectations for them for so long that we're all just kind of like,
they were playing really well this year.
It's just like, all right, well,
there's no Mahomes in anymore. Everybody should be excited.
It's that team that is going to make the playoffs, but are they really going to do anything? Are they really going to do anything?
I have a feeling that head coach is in jeopardy unless they make just a very, very deep run.
And we talked about it earlier in the season, Jeff, too, about Patrick Mahomes might miss the playoffs. And this is Josh Allen's best opportunity to make the Super Bowl and do something. And they might still, but they did.
No Mahomes, no Burrow, maybe no Lamar. Nobody. Nobody.
They don't look better than the Jags. They don't look better than the Broncos. They don't look better than the Patriots. They don't look better than the Chargers, in my opinion.
No. They don't beat anybody. They might beat. I don't know. I don't even know if they beat a wild card team. No, because I think the AFC is pretty stacked this year.
So we'll see.
The low team, the 7th seed or the 8th seed or whatever it is, the last seed is going to have 10 wins. Unless it's the Ravens.
The NFC and the AFC seem to be that way this year, where you're going to have 3 teams in the NFC West make the playoffs more than likely.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No doubt.
That's insane.
Can you imagine if the Rams didn't make it somehow after the season they've had?
That would be insane. I think they've all. Let me see. I think they've already clinched.
There's only 2 teams that have clinched, I think, so far, and it's Patriots and Broncos, I think.
No, Seattle Niners, and Rams all clinched the playoff spot.
Yeah. Okay.
The only one we're waiting on is if Green Bay wins.
So it's
Saturday.
Green Bay or Detroit.
It'll be Green Bay or Detroit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because for Detroit to get in, Green Bay would have to lose both games, and then Detroit would have to win both games.
Unless Well, yeah. So, which if we win out and Chicago loses out, we'll be
If you
yeah,
win once, Detroit's eliminated.
yeah. So that's the only last spot, and then we'll face the second seed in the playoffs. So on the road,
yeah, because I forget the Carolina Tampa game will win a division. They'll be the 4th seed.
Yeah,
and get a home game.
So are you a little worried about the Baltimore game, Brian?
I'm only worried if Lamar plays. I'm only worried if Love doesn't play, and then if Love doesn't play and Lamar plays, then
I would be worried if Lamar didn't play, because Lamar is in bad shape right now, and if he plays, he's not going to be 100%. I would be more concerned.
We just never have done.
Hundley played.
Green Bay's never done good against running quarterbacks ever. Michael Vick, Colin Kaepernick, fucking tore us up. I don't know. I'm not worried about Baltimore. I'm worried about if Love's playing. If Love's playing, we win. If he's not playing, we probably lose.
I think the thing is, do you really think you need Love to play to risk injury when you just have to win one game?
That's my concern. I leave Love to week 18.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
I could see that.
Willis make sure he
Willis played
protocol.
well. He looked good to me.
Willis,
I was like, all right.
Willis has played well, and LaFleur can coach a game plan for us to win with Willis. We did it last year when Love missed 3 games. He might have missed more than that, but Willis is a decent backup. And the thing that he played really good against the Bears because they didn't have time to game plan for him.
And this Ravens defense is just not as scary.
It's not as good.
No, they're not.
So I'm not really worried about the Ravens. I'm worried about my team and their health. But you may be right if we set Love and play Willis.
Because best case scenario, you win and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So we'll see. A lot of teams don't think that way, right? They want to go out and get that win. They want to get it out of the way and then maybe sit guys week 18 because at that point it wouldn't matter. But we'll see how we decide to play it. Big game for me is Bears 49ers. Both 11-4. One is leading the league right now, and the NFC 11-4. The 49ers.
If the team that showed up last night shows up, Chicago has no chance.
Yeah. And
they did whatever they wanted last night offensively.
I went on the Bear Ski Film show a couple weeks ago, and I told him Caleb Williams has been playing better. But I haven't really watched him too much, right? I just see the stats. Stats look better. You got to assume he's playing better. But for both games he played against us, he's not very good, in my opinion.
He makes throws occasionally. He does not make them all the time.
He's the weirdest quarterback.
He's capable of making a good throw, but it seems like everything has to like he has to have all the time. He has to be able to set his feet. He has to be able to, if he's under any kind of duress or no.
From what I've seen him make some good throws, it's not from the pocket. It's on the run.
On the run.
And I'm like, he throws a dart. I'm like, whoa, that was a nice pass. But in the pocket, I'm like, man, this guy's terrible.
Yeah.
And I hear that from rumors or leaks or whatever you want to call it,
that's what the offense
Ben Johnson's winning despite Caleb Williams. He's winning despite Caleb Williams. Like, just because Caleb Williams isn't the quarterback that really that Ben Johnson wants, and he's winning despite that the fact that Caleb Williams is not that good of a quarterback.
Right. I wouldn't be shocked. Mark this down. I wouldn't be shocked if come the end of if he gets to his 4th year, that they move on from him and go a different direction for if Ben Johnson's really the guy that's there for long term. I mean, Chicago hasn't had a coach for more than 2 years at a time. They haven't been able to stay consistent, but if they do, keep in mind that Johnson. If Johnson starts to get some pull over there, that might be a thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and think of him picking a quarterback,
Right.
his quarterback. There's a
Right.
big, there's a massive, like, I mean, we saw it here in Denver, you know, like Sean picked his guy
Yeah.
and he picked
Yeah.
the guy that he knew would work well in his system and would work well with his personality and everything else. And look what he's done just in 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's
Last year we made the playoffs, and
transformational.
I was like, what?
And you know, I mean, that all happened when 49ers, you know, they move on from Garoppolo and move on from Trey Lance and you know.
Yeah. So it's a big deal for a coach to get his guy.
It's big, and the quarterback that's not
keep an eye on where Mac Jones goes next year, because he's going to get a payday after what he did in San Francisco.
Yeah, I hear rumor is that Minnesota's knocking on his door, and I'm like, well, that tells me you don't
Minnesota
think
or Kansas City, considering how long he has the LCL, that which could extend that injury too.
The Rams play Monday night against the Falcons. They should win that game, but the Falcons are known to give you one every now and then. So they've got a lot of weapons over there.
If the Rams are already locked in, maybe they don't play. Maybe they don't play.
Well, they're still fighting for the division, and which they want that division because you're going to get home field, you're going to get better. They're going to be playing. Yeah, so this time of year is great because, you know, the playoff games, the playoff implications. Some teams are playing playoff games now. This week is a playoff game, must win.
I mean, the Lions are playing 2 playoff games because they can't lose again.
Yep. And we play the Ravens and we play Minnesota. So we should beat the Ravens and we should beat Minnesota. The Bears got to play the 49ers and the Lions, which are both fighting for a better record. Or, you know, the Lions are fighting for the lives and the 49ers are fighting for that division. So we'll see how it all entails this weekend.
And the Lions put up 50 on the Bears early in the season.
Yeah. That was the welcome back Ben Johnson game. Didn't go so well for the Lions. All right, guys. Well, that's the playoff spot here. The playoff predictions, or not predictions, but the playoff standings there so far. We'll see what the implications are of week 17 and 18 as we go forward. I really wish we had better football to watch on Christmas Day, but it looked good. It looked good. NFL,
it looked good when the season started.
You tried. It looked good, but it all fell apart. All right, guys. Well, let's go over. It's a little college football as the playoffs have already started. And Craig, what we talked about happened. Oregon murdered James Madison. Tulane got murdered by Ole Miss with their backup coach. Shocker, right? They had those games on late, and the Miami Texas A&M game, which is on at 11 a.m. I'm going, this is the one I want to watch. And they put up a measly 13 points combined, and Miami wins. And that game was crazy. Every time Texas A&M had a chance to score, fumble, interception, fumble, 4th and down, didn't get it, missed field goal, I'm like, geez Louise, you had so many chances to take the lead, to win this game at home, and you blow it.
Even if you just made the field goals.
Geez, you ain't lying.
Yeah. That offense did not look good. I understand Miami's got a pretty good defense, but that offense didn't look good. Didn't look like a team that won 12 games, I'll tell you that.
No. The quarterback was just so inconsistent.
Yeah.
He'd have a drive. You're like, man, this guy's making plays, and then he throws a weird boneheaded pick.
The pick that he threw in the game was
terrible.
Terrible.
Oh, they had a chance all the way to that down there, and then they throws the pick, and I'm like, who is that going to?
Yeah. Miami, that's who it was going to. I mean,
Oklahoma blows a 17-point lead.
Uh-huh.
They go up 17 points.
I'm going, this is why Bama did not deserve to be in here. And if you're a Notre Dame fan, you're on every social media site, and then all of a sudden, bang, bang, pick six. And Oklahoma just
wagons, the wheels fell off the wagons there.
Yeah, 100%.
it was weird because I'm watching the game and I'm like, oh wow, Oklahoma looks pretty good, 17-0. Quarterback's making good throws. He's making his plays.
Yeah.
I never for once felt that Bama was out of this game. And maybe because it's Bama, maybe because it's Oklahoma. I don't know. I was like, I never felt like they were out of the game, and they came back, and I was like, I'm not surprised, but we'll see. We'll see how they do next week. They play, or actually this weekend.
Indiana.
Sorry, they play Indiana, and Indiana's
they don't play again till the 1st of January.
1st of January.
Wow.
They have 2 weeks off. I
hate that.
The earliest game is the 31st.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what part sucks about college football is you got to wait a month.
The national championship. The national championship is not until a day before my birthday. It's January 19th is the national championship.
Damn, that's insane. Why do they wait so long? Your teams have, I don't know.
So these guys played, Bama and them played, and now they have to go sit around for 2 weeks. And
that's terrible.
And watch film and practice and.
You imagine if the NFL was like that?
Gosh, it's good for your health, right? It's good for the health of the players, but it's like I want to go play next week, man. We're on a race, we're on a roll, and I don't know. I've seen a lot of time.
How are they going to do this? They'll have to, if they extend this anything past 12, they'll have to start playing games the week of Christmas.
Yeah.
They'll have to.
Meaningful
if the NFL
games,
was like
right?
that and the Packers won.
Because you're playing now that you get 2 weeks off. You play the 1st, the 8th, and then the 19th or something like that.
Yeah. Well, the next round you got Oregon and Texas Tech, which should be a good one.
That should be a good game. Indiana, Alabama should be solid.
These next 4 games look to be
Ohio
must-watch
State
football.
And
Miami.
Miami.
Ohio State should murder them. If Miami showed up and played like that, they don't stand a chance.
That'll be the only, and then Ole Miss and Georgia.
Yeah, those 3 should be pretty good. And if Miami shows up, maybe, but I think Ohio State wins it pretty easily there.
I wasn't impressed with Ohio State the last month of the season. I really wasn't. They turned it on the second half against Michigan, but they didn't look good against Indiana. They didn't look good the week before playing Michigan. I just don't. I think Indiana. I don't know if Miami can beat them or not, though. I wasn't impressed with Miami either.
Yeah, I'm not. I
didn't think either one of those teams deserved a spot over Notre Dame after watching it.
Beck. Yeah, right. Beck didn't seem, I don't know. He seemed better at Georgia than he is in Miami.
Yeah.
How
many years of eligibility does that guy have? He's been in college football forever.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Penix Jr. Jesus.
Right. He's on the Penix Jr. plan. One real quick thing to switch back over to the NFL here, which we didn't talk about. DK Metcalf. Punching a fan in the face, pushing him. I don't know.
Yanking him out of the stands almost.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, and I don't care what was said to you.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You got to keep your composure.
Why even go over there? Why even go over there? You were nowhere near him.
You're
30 feet away.
This is a team still fighting for their division, if I'm not mistaken.
The Ravens lost help.
And now you can't play him for 2 weeks. Now DK's out. He's a big weapon over there. All right, for Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Craig, you posted something too was very interesting about them being able to avoid his $40 million guaranteed money.
Yes.
This wasn't just
because of the suspension. Now none of the guaranteed money for the rest of this year. So basically, if Pittsburgh was to cut him right now because of this incident, all the guaranteed money is gone. He's not guaranteed anything.
So if they're going to
void the contract, if they're going to cut him, now would be the time. Because
I don't think they are because
if they miss the playoffs, if they're like, oh well, we're not making it or something, if something happens in that and it's like, oh yeah, then why would you not?
Yeah. If somehow they lose out and they miss the playoffs, Luckily, he still is guaranteed his winning season after beating the Lions. His 19th year in a row of having a winning record is still intact.
Which kudos to Mike Tomlin.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Never had a losing season. But yes, $40 million guaranteed money could be gone. Not saying it will be, but could be if Pittsburgh decides to walk away from it.
So he pulled a Ron Artest.
So that little spouse
Not as
insane.
Yeah, not as insane. If he did that, then we're talking about he's probably kicked out of the NFL for good, and
he'd have to run into the stands at that point. But
oh yeah, I mean, insanely stupid, boneheaded player of the week right there. Anything else happened in the NFL or college that we wanted to talk about before we wrap it up here on the Christmas episode of the Sportscast?
No, I haven't. I can't think of anything.
Right. Me neither. Craig, you got anything, buddy?
Nope.
All right.
Up 2-1.
Nice. Go Stars. Let's go, baby. All right, guys. Well, that's the show for today. I'm super excited. We're all super excited about the playoff implications in the next 2 weeks here, and the college football games we get to watch in next month. And it takes forever to get to those, but
also thanks everybody for sharing stuff and subscribing. We hit a milestone, which was pretty cool. Kind of goal we set before the season. So super awesome. Just keep on interacting and communicate on there. We a couple times I get like messages on the shorts, and we reply to them, even if maybe it's a debate or something like that, and we still no matter if we disagree or not, we still reply. So continue sharing and supporting the show. It really helps.
Yeah, we do appreciate you guys. Jeff took the words right out of my mouth there. So now we do really appreciate it, guys, that come on and and comment on the show live. Get in here. We'll talk about it. We'll put your comments on here. We'll talk to you. And thanks for joining the show, liking the show, sharing their shorts, commenting, anything like that. We try and be on top of the sports news here on the Sportscast, and we appreciate it. So, guys, I hope you both have a great Merry Christmas. I don't know what you guys have planned. I know the holidays are busy for me and Craig because work really doesn't slow down. It gets a little more busier during this time of year.
We have my mom's. So I'll probably get my mom's on Friday episode.
Nice. Tell your mom happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, happy holidays from us, from me. We doing a Friday show. That's another topic. I don't know if we will be or not. With work and Christmas and everything,
see.
But
yeah.
If we are around, we will throw one out there. Craig, are you good to do a Friday show for we're on?
Should be. I'll be at work late, but probably not late enough to not do a podcast.
Yeah, I'd hope not. You're talking about 14 hours there, Craig.
Yeah.
Like DOT, baby. All right, guys. Well, that's the show tonight. Merry Christmas from the Sportscast. God bless, and remember,
keep it outspoken.